What's up guys? Welcome to Jules T channel, and today I want to tackle the topic on how to lead across multi-generation as a leader. Nowadays, organizations, they are made out of the young ones just out from college, the senior ones, and also the ones that are ready for retirement. I'm going to run through you the different type of generations that we have. So I think you've heard before the baby boomers. So what are baby boomers? Baby boomers are those who are born after World War II, and during that period of time, life was hard. They just started industrial revolution and things were getting slowly better and better. At that time, not everybody had jobs and money was hard to come by, and there was a big difference, a big generation gap between the rich and the poor. So money is something very, very important, especially to those baby boomers. So they treat money with a lot of care, also had a lot of respect for the elders, because that was how the culture was at that time and how they were brought up. Coming to the next generation, the Generation X. These are the generation that were born roughly in late 1960s to the late 1970s. I'm one of the Generation X, and these group of people, they are born at a better time where things are more available and they had more choices, and at that time I think they have more independence, more education to understand that they have opportunities to be more self-reliant, to be more outspoken. They understand their rights more. And the next generation is Generation X, which are actually born in the 1980s to 1996. So this group of children, no longer children right now, they're already adult. They are much more privileged, where parents are more able to support them. They go through a lot of education. They've been trained in a lot of things, given a lot of opportunities when they are younger as a child. You go to lots of tuition and classes, so they are more educated and more able because their parents are able to afford cars and houses for them even before they start working. They are more privileged. Generation Z, they are born between 1997 to 2012. They are basically the TikTok gang, I will call them, mostly on the mobiles. If you see parents bringing their children, they are always stuck with a mobile phone. So it's a kind of a culture among this new generation where they are exposed to a lot of devices and be less interaction with their peers because they are so immersed into the digital world. I think there's a little bit of a difference between these generations. You really cannot deny it, especially when you're in the workplace. You see different values, like the way how the seniors look at money versus a young fresh grad will look at money. So to a young fresh grad, money is something easy to come by because parents already provide to them. Even though they have started working, they are also well provided. They have a car, they have a house. The money they earn, they can just spend on whatever they like. But for the older generation, they were brought up in a place where they need to support their families when they were at the age of 20. So they were very, very prudent with money and very careful. The way we treat or look upon money is different. Senior generation, they will believe in hard work, whereas the juniors will believe in working smart. So the seniors, if the working hours are from 8 to 4:30, they ensure that they will sit from 8 to 4:30 sharp without eating up any time, leaving earlier or arriving later. But the junior generations, they feel that as long as they finish their work, they can leave. But the older generations, they feel that they need to accomplish their tasks all at work. So the junior generations feel that they need a lot of flexibility. They like work-life balance. After work, they must have the time to enjoy themselves, go for a cup of coffee, have a meal with their friends, go bowling and go to the movies, hang out and chit-chat. So these are really top priorities for them, having a social life outside. And another thing is dress codes. I think that's quite clear. When I was much younger, when I was brought up in an environment where we must dress well. I was in a consulting firm, so I was dressing up with jackets and things that are more well, so that I'm presented well in front of my clients. But whereas in the current generation, they feel that it's alright to wear whatever they want as long as it makes them happy and good. So they don't mind wearing things that they wear on weekends to work. You can actually see that during interviews where the candidate will come in wearing shorts and slippers for an interview, that they don't feel that it's very odd to do that. I see a difference between the older and the younger generation. I think at work it's important to focus on the similarities. All of us are actually sitting on the same ship. You just imagine the head of the company is the captain, and in this this company, in this ship, we have the juniors, we have the seniors, very, very seniors, and they're all on the same ship. Some of them want to sail to the right, some of them want to sail to the west, and nobody can agree. But if you're on the same ship, everybody has to sail in one direction, that direction that the captain decides. There must be similarities when at the workplace, meaning that we want our organizations to achieve. We have the same goals that we want to achieve. We want the same thing from our leaders. We want to measure success. We want to have job satisfaction. We want to have progression in our job. We want to learn every day as we work. So these are the things that is similar across generations. So in order to bring generations together, what can we do? When we want to find similarities, what we can do is implement programs that will bring the generations together, like coaching or mentoring programs that will bring the seniors to the juniors to the seniors, where the seniors will share their working experiences, what they have went through, while the juniors can share with them what they have just recently learned from college, new technologies, bring in a different, fresh perspective. Another thing is to create opportunities for cross-generation training. I believe in informal trainings, meaning that rather than going for a class to teach different generations to work together, why not do informal trainings, like putting them in a projects where you put in a junior and a senior together. Because if you put a junior and a junior together, I think the project does not really work well, because then everyone will be very lost. If you put all the juniors together, they don't know what to do because they don't have the work experience. But when you put a senior and a junior together, the senior can guide the junior what they need to do, what the best practices and what they have experienced so far, what works for them, and the juniors can share with them what automation tools that can be used to automate certain manual processes. So it's a win-win situation, and it is important as you work in cross-generation cultures to make sure that everybody feels included. I believe in team building apart from work. It's important to have things out of work, like going for tea together, tea talk time, coffee together, bowling sessions together, sports games together, joining the department team building, because these are the moments that we are able to break the ice, get to know each other, so that comes to work, the ice has already been broken and you feel that comfortable enough to talk to each other about things, and whenever they face issues at work, they can say, oh hey, don't worry, I've got your back. I know this and I can teach you this, and I've been through this experience before. I can share it with you what's the best thing to do, what is a better way to do things. Tip number 2 is everyone has different career expectations and also priorities. As we go on in life, the older generation, the one going towards retirement, they have different priorities. They want work-life balance. They want to spend more time with their families. We have a more relaxed environment where things are more stable. Can assign tasks that are more compatible to what they are doing, things that are repetitive. For the mid-range generation, the Generation X, so they are grooming towards leadership. Can assign them things that are taking leadership roles, help them to grow in their career. They want to learn, so put them in learning roles or mentoring roles, mentor the younger generation. And for those who are fresh grad Generation Y, they are on fire, they want to learn, so put them in roles and tasks that allows them to really embrace the ability to do analytical proof of concept projects, things that allows them to expand their knowledge, and give them opportunities for them to have work travel experiences, because during that time you're very curious about the world, you want to see the world. This kind of opportunities really matches the needs of the different generation. But do not stereotype these people, because you cannot assume that a baby boomer is not well versed in technology, because you never know. Some baby boomers, they have really good network and they have connections with other organizations that expose them to new technologies, and they actually are able to bring back new concepts to the organizations through all these network connections. For millennials, we cannot assume they are lacking in people skills. They want so much inflexibility. Some of the millennials, they are tech obsessed. They want to try out new things, and in fact, they're willing to work all the way out just to achieve that learning need that they have. They want to achieve that project. They want to make it where they are willing to spend more than 8 hours to actually accomplish that. It really depends on the individual. We cannot just stereotype them as we think they should should be. The most important thing is really to understand them as individuals, really get to know them, what are their needs, what are their passion, and from there, when they know that you're interested in what they want, you understand their needs, then they will be able to trust you, you know how to motivate them, to help them to reach the same organization goal. Tip number 2 is to recruit and retain the employees of all generations. It's important to have all generations within your organization. For the baby boomers, it's important for us to keep them as long as we can because they are going to go towards retirement. But we want to avoid this brain drain, all the experiences they have acquired. We want them to be able to share the experiences with the younger staff. So we want to keep them as long in the team as possible. For Generation X, I think it's important to start developing their leadership skills, giving them the opportunities to mentor up and down, give them the flexible work culture so that they're able to thrive in their environment. And for the millennials, it's important to develop opportunities for them to progress so that they can find meaning in the work they do. Doing meaningful work is very important, especially to the millennials, and leverage on the technical capabilities. We can do reverse mentoring programs where we're able to bring these new concepts and new learnings to the older generation. And for Generation Z, as they slowly come into the workforce, I think we need to accept that they grew up with smartphones. They are very tech savvy. They are very educated because their parents have sent them for all types of trainings. I don't doubt their education. When you want to hire them, my advice is hire them not for the education, but rather hire them for the talents, the ability to apply what they have learned. Being in a company for 40 years and earning a gold watch is really long gone for all generations. By becoming a better leader, leading multi-generation workforce, you can capitalize the benefits of different generations have to offer. That way you are able to build a better corporate culture and win the war for talent. So I hope you enjoy this sharing, and I'll see you in the next video.